Yeah, so my background and my experience, how it helps in teaching is it's going away from all the stuff that people thought would work to what now we know works. So when I started getting into the instruction, it was more or less just to have some fun and help some guys out. It's the more that you saw the instructors out there still teaching off of theory or stuff that they think would work, it really bugged me. And I thought, okay, there's a lot of people out there that don't know what actually works. So I wanted to push out to a lot more people. And it's I guess for the selling point, it screws you because it's simple stuff. It doesn't take that much. It comes down to just being able to shoot. Once you learn how to shoot, it's mindset. So back when no one really knew what worked, or they were going off of Vietnam era stuff or World War II stuff, that's all they knew. So it's changed a lot. And it's not the sexy stuff. It's not the Hollywood stuff that works. It is the simple, really the simplicity of just being able to shoot and then having a good head on your shoulder. Yeah, so the drills in the past, probably, you're going back 15, 20, 40 years, whatever guys got used to doing the drills, and they didn't know what really worked. It was just people coming up with drills and techniques that they thought would work in a gunfight. Well, now there's guys out there that have a lot of experience that are now bringing it to the table that, like I was saying, it really is simple stuff. It's just doing what works. I've said it before, if you watch any of the videos or take my instruction, I am huge on just ready up drills. You got to bring the gun up, bring it up fast, get on target, sight picture, and you pull the trigger. It's as easy as that. You can bring that pretty much to any situation. If you're on the ground, kneeling, sitting, from a car, really any situation, it still comes down to you getting the gun up fast, getting sight picture, and pulling the trigger. Now that'll change a little bit if you're using a supported position or doing barrier drills or vehicle drills, shooting from behind or under. That changes a little bit. But most the situations you'll be in, it is just a ready up drill. So, that's easy. That's simple stuff, right? There's not anything sexy about that. You're bringing the gun up, getting sight picture, and pulling the trigger. It's that easy. So mindset, you have to, if you're going out there and shooting cardboard every single day, and in your mind think of it as cardboard, you're not doing the right thing. When you're training, think of that as a threat. When you're bringing the gun up, think of it as that freaking cardboard shooting at you. Every time you go to the range, you should be thinking, what would it be like if there was bullets coming at me from this target? So it makes a difference. If you're just shooting at cardboard and you're not thinking of that as a threat, you're not going to be that fast. Because I'm here to tell you, when the bullets are flying by your head, it's you want to be fast. If you're thinking, when you're training, you're thinking that target as a threat, well, when the threat is actually real, it's not going to be a big shock to you. You got to be able to face that threat and engage that threat as accurately and as fast as you can. Yeah, so if you're in a real life situation and you have trained so much or shot so many rounds downrange, if you have the balls to actually face the threat, everything else, it's just it happens. Like if you've done it so many times and it is an absolute trained response for you to bring that gun up, get sight picture and pull the trigger, you don't think about it. It just happens. And you get to that point by going to the range and shooting thousands and thousands of rounds and always thinking of that target as a threat. And that goes back to the whole selector switch, finger off the trigger, on trigger. That will just happen naturally. But you can't go to the range and shoot 30 or 40 rounds and think that's going to happen naturally when the shit hits the fan. I mean, it has to be an absolute trained response or muscle memory if that's easier to comprehend. So trained response or muscle memory, it just has to happen. Because if you have to sit there and be like, oh shit, it's a threat, I'm gonna bring my gun up, my finger goes on the trigger, and now I put it on fire, well, that's seconds wasted. It just has to happen. 6.18, well, in the civilian sector, if you're talking about a guy that's never been to the range or just starting out with his training, and you got a guy who goes to the range all the time, always has that right mindset, he actually knows how to shoot, well, he's obviously going to be better. The difference is, and going back to mindset, is you could be the fastest shooter in the world and the most accurate shooter in the world, but going back to the balls, if you don't have the balls to face your threat, what good is it? You know, if you can't turn and engage that threat, well then all that work you've done, because you're the fastest shooter or the most accurate, that means nothing. Absolutely nothing. So if you're a guy that's just starting out, you're somewhat accurate, you're somewhat fast, but you have the guts to actually face that threat and shoot, well, you're probably gonna win compared to the guy that doesn't have the guts to do it. Gamut Resolutions, all it is a shooting instruction company. Eventually, I'd like to start pushing my own product. But yeah, right now it is instruction only. I have some open enrollment classes already set up on the website, and really it comes down to more of groups contacting me and setting it up like that. But yeah, I'll travel all over the country, just doing shooting instruction, anywhere from intermediate basic courses all the way up to advanced level training or CQB, whatever you need. I mean, it's or if you have the facility to run it. But yeah, it's law enforcement, civilian. But right now it's just pretty much shooting instruction. The other instructors out there, or just the content that was out there, it wasn't real. It's not to say that they're teaching bad techniques. I mean, it's stuff that you can still use, but it's not the stuff that really matters when the bullets are flying. So seeing that, I wanted to actually be able to get out there and show people what really does matter. And it's the simple stuff. So yeah, when I was growing up, I mean, I freaking absolutely loved going to the range. Bird hunting was probably my favorite thing to do. Rabbit hunting. So did a lot of shooting growing up. Wasn't as much of the range stuff. It was more of the shotgun, rifle stuff. Didn't really get into the pistol stuff too much growing up. So, but yeah, I was definitely a gun guy ever since I was a kid. When I was younger, it was just pretty much learning on your own, you know. I'd go with my dad a couple times, but the rifle, shotgun, I mean, that was just a bunch of friends going out and plinking away or training for whatever hunting we're going on. Deer hunting, rabbit hunting, bird hunting. All the feedback I've got from guys that have taken these, and this is coming out of their mouth, the Hollywood classes, that they come and take my class, and it's like, it is absolutely basic stuff. I mean, once we get done with the shooting portion, which I will always try to steer everyone coming to me to start back with the basics. Learn the simple stuff the correct way. So I'm all about doing an advanced course, but not until you have mastered the basics, okay? So yeah, the response has been nothing but great things. You get done, they're like, holy shit. You know, I thought it was gonna be a slow class, or, you know, most guys wanna do the running and gunning stuff, but when you actually teach them what works and how simple it is, and you just really drive them to do that simple stuff really fast and really accurate, they can tell the difference. Now, if you can do all the basics super fast, super accurate, well, yeah, then you can go on to the moving and shooting, and you could see an absolute huge difference, especially like the moving and shooting, left and right, right to left, forward moving. If you were to start out without mastering the basics and see how hard it is to shoot and move accurately, and then you go back and master the basics and do that moving and shooting, how easy it is. But everyone wants to start with the cool stuff. No one wants to go do, you know, spend months and months and thousands of rounds of ammo doing the basic stuff, because it's not cool. But it is cool. I think I said it when my last class down in Florida. It's you know, one of the guys was saying, when are we going to get to the cool stuff? I asked him, I said, do you think staying alive is cool? And he's like, yeah, of course. I was like, well, then you're doing the fucking cool stuff. It's the basic shit. That's, if you want to stay alive, learn the basic stuff, that's being cool. So yeah, do that. Don't force yourself to learn the basics. Don't just jump into doing the running and gunning and jumping over cars and, you know, the stuff you see in Hollywood. That's fine if you want to do that, but learn the basics first and master them.